What's up, everybody? Welcome back. This is Ultimate 616. Thank you guys so much for stopping by and watching this video. I hope you're having a great day. You read the title of the video. I hope you're ready for some spoilers. So let's just get right into it. So this movie takes place right after Captain America Civil War with the Black Widow on the run after she targets or attacks Black Panther. After all the dust settles, the army basically tracks her down for violating the Soviet So this movie takes place right after Captain America Civil War. The government's tracking her down because she attacked the King of Wakanda. She's on the run now. She's not sure what move to make. She's going to go into hiding. Soon after, we're introduced to her sister, Yelena Belova, the blonde widow, as I call her. You can make the argument that this movie was revolved around her, but we'll get into that in a little bit. She is basically on a mission. When we see her, she hits her target, but at the same time, her target hits her with the MacGuffin, this gas that can break the chemically induced mind control that her and all the other Black Widows from her generation of the Red Room are in. So that's the MacGuffin of the film. Everybody's trying to get that. And that's basically, at that point, we're introduced to the other characters, the Red Guardian and her mom, Melina, and we get our generic run-of-the-mill MCU movie, unfortunately. It is very formulaic, but it does have its high points and its low points. We'll get into that. Right now, let's talk about the characters. Her mom figure, Melina, is basically the scientist who could figure out how to replicate this formula. That's really the only reason she's in this movie. There's really no other reason. She doesn't do anything spectacular or anything that sets her apart from the other Black Widows, other than she was like the info dump person. She knew everything. She's been there the longest, all this stuff. So she was really kind of bland. Rachel Weisz is a great actress, but they did not use her to her full potential in this movie, unfortunately. Red Guardian, David Harbour, basically the Russian Captain America. If you've seen Captain America, he's just the Russian version of that, only he doesn't have a shield. He's in this movie. He was a letdown. I expected more from him, but it was a very strong female theme to this movie, and they actually made him seem pretty dumb. Yeah, they made him seem pretty dumb. He was supposed to be the comedic relief, but he came off of just like dumb in order to keep this strong female thing going on. They put Taskmaster in this movie as a way to just sort of level the playing field. I'll get into Taskmaster in just a second. I was very let down by that character, but let's keep going. Yelena Belova was the star of the show. She definitely put the Black Widow, the main character, the one that we know, Natasha, in the backseat. This movie is called The Black Widow. It's really confusing at some points. Yeah, I even thought, which one are we supposed to be rooting for? The one that would died in Endgame or this new one? It's really hard to tell because she has just as much screen time as Natasha Romanoff, and they really push her. She's the only one with like a real like character development, a story arc. She starts out in a bad place. She's trying to find her way in the world. She comes back to this family that she had, and she learns while she's out in the field. I mean, there's definitely a fish out of water story with her, and we spend, like I said, we spend just as much screen time with her as we do Natasha Romanoff, that we've known for, a handful of movies. But there's a reason for that. They push her character because I'm assuming because of get ready for this, the end credit scene involves her going after Clint Barton, which I'm assuming they're going to do a West Coast Avengers movie in the future. Possibility, because the way that Phase 4 is looking right now, it doesn't seem like that's going to be a very strong possibility, but we'll get into that. So Yelena Belova, what's her name? Florence Pugh, is a great actress. She did good. She's very expressive with her face. She was believable in the action scenes that we did get with her. Overall, she did carry a pretty good chunk of the weight of this movie. Again, Natasha Romanoff was in the back seat. She didn't do much. She had the driving force, kinda, but it was like it was her sister that was really the main focus. It seemed like to me in this movie, but it was really a sad like it really sad to see that because this character Natasha Romanoff is a founding MCU Avenger. They didn't really do her justice to her legacy, especially since we know how she ends up in Endgame. They only did that so they it's like so they could push this new Black Widow that we're gonna possibly be seeing in the future. But I don't know. I was kind of disappointed by it, but who am I? I'm not Kevin Feige, so I don't get to make those calls. But yeah, that's now let's get into let's get into the real issue with this movie. For me, it's the biggest issue for me. So let's talk about Taskmaster. I hate Taskmaster. Let me start that. Let's start this conversation with that statement because this character was shoehorned into this movie. They pushed him in all the promotional material, the posters, the commercials, everything. You thought Taskmaster was going to be the main bad guy for this movie who was in control of the Red Room. It's not that way. Taskmaster could have been replaced by any one of like the 20 Black Widows that they had in this movie. The powers were similar, where he can mimic any Avenger, any opponent he's fighting down to a T, which I thought was cool. They gave it a more modern technology based like reason behind it. It's not like that in the comic books. This character was such a disappointment. Like I said, there's nothing special about him other than maybe his suit and a little superpower that they gave him, but it was very forgettable, very shoehorned, and they in sticking with the whole strong female theme that they had going on with this movie, they gender bend this character. Taskmaster is no longer the Anthony Masters that we know in the comics. It is now a woman named Antonia Davko or something, the daughter of the real main character, Dreykov, Antonia Dreykov. It was very forced. Could have been written out, and it would have been no different. They could have replaced her with any one of the other Black Widows. It was very disappointing. I was really excited to see. I'm sure a lot of people are going to be disappointed with that. Normies who watch these movies just for the pure experience, who are coming at it from a fresh, non-comic background, they might enjoy that. They might enjoy that. But for me, this little twist of theirs was very disappointing. It was very reminiscent to me because when I saw that, I kept thinking of Ant-Man and the Wasp, where they did the same thing with the Ghost character. They gender bend that to have a strong, powerful superheroine, or villain, I should say. But I don't know, this character was a letdown. I was really excited to see this character in action. Comic book accurate, but I don't know if we're ever going to get comic book accuracy anymore with any MCU movie. But to me, it was a letdown. The action scenes in this movie were very choppy as well. The only long, like, wide scenes that we got involved a lot of CGI, a lot of, like enhanced digital enhancements and stuff. The ones that we got were actor versus actor, stunt woman versus stunt woman were doing it. They were very up close in your face, very choppy. There were a lot of edits in just this one fight scene between the Black Widow sisters, like toward the beginning of the film, and I thought to myself, this is gonna be the whole movie. And for the one-on-one fights, the actual real life people, it was for the main part. For me, it was very off-putting. I couldn't get into it. It was hard to see what was going on, and I thought they are just scraping by the bare minimum as much as they could to try to get this movie out because they know it's an MCU movie with a lot of connections to other movies, and people are going to pay to see it, so they can watch the end trailer to or the end scene to push future movies. And hey, most people are unfortunately going to fall for it. And for me, I might be done with the MCU. I'm gonna watch Shang-Chi. I know that much for sure. But after that, I don't think I'm gonna give any more of my money to Marvel Studios. So all in all, this movie is very MCU formulaic. It's entertaining enough. Don't get me wrong. It's entertaining enough. There are some surprising action scenes in here. The story is okay. It's strong enough to warrant this movie being made. But overall, it's pretty forgettable. I'm okay if I spend the rest of my life and I never watch this movie again. It's sad to say that, but it's true. This is a very sad stain to leave on the legacy of a founding Avenger. It's a sad way to see this character go out, but again, this movie wasn't made for the Black Widow that we know. It was made for this future one that may or may not get a movie, down the road. But that's all I have to that's all I have to say about this. No more. I am kind of let down, but if you are a fan of the MCU, all you know is the movies, or if you have a comic book background and you enjoy the MCU movies, hey, you might enjoy it. If you did, let me know. So that's all I got. Thank you so much for stopping by. In the comment below, let me know if you liked it, if you didn't like it, or if you like this video, if there's something you want to talk about. Hey, hit me up in the comment section. I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you all in the next video.